Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports MLB Rundown picks and predictions for Monday, August 4th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, gonna recap the previous day's results. Decent day, nothing to really write home about. 6-4, bringing our season record to 445 and 433. Lesson learned: I should probably stop taking teams on the run line. But I think I did it twice tomorrow. I did it for at least one team tomorrow. I took the Phillies again because I feel like I had to. Anyway, I'm going to recap the previous day's results. Then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. Winner number one, it was the Twins and the Guardians. We had the over of 8.5 runs. This one looked like the guaranteed winner, as there was 6 runs scored in the first inning. So you just chalked it in for a win. And then you checked the top of the ninth. The score was 5-2, and you were like, oh boy, the Guardians' run line is going to lose and the over is going to lose. But then, bottom of the ninth, Guardians scored 2 runs off of a Brian Rocchio single. That was with no outs. So we had Brian Rocchio on first, nobody out. I don't even think we moved him off of first, if I remember correctly. We just went out, out, out. Not ideal. We lose the game by 1 as the Guardians do. But at least we hit the over, so we don't lose both of our bets. Next game, we had the over, 8.5 runs in the Padres and the Cardinals. Final score here, St. Louis, 3, San Diego, 7. This was another one where the over hit in the final inning. The score going into the top of the ninth was 7-0. Then the Cardinals actually made it really interesting. They scored 3, but they brought the tying run to the plate. They had 3 runs, bases loaded. I think it was a 2-2 count. And I believe he struck out for the final out of the game. So they had a chance to tie it, 1 swing of the bat. But they lose by 4. The over hits. Next game, the only game where we won both of our bets. It was the Marlins plus 100 on the money line. It was the over, 8.5 runs. This Phillies team is down bad. Like, astronomically bad. They took a 1-0 lead in the first inning with a Trent Grisham home run. Then they quickly found themselves down 6-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Stowers, 3-run bomb. Thank you, Kyle. Then the New York Yankees answered in the 7th with 2 of their own off of a Jazz Chisholm home run. Then Jacob Marcy tripled to deep center field, scoring out of Lopez, really sets the game off. 7-3 Marlins win. I think the Yankees get swept here. Let me check. I'm pretty sure they got swept. Hold on. Yep, they got swept. 13-12, 2-0, 7-3. At least you have a really good bullpen. You can't score runs, though, because your entire offense is hurt in Aaron Judge. So, good luck with that, Yankees fans. Next game, we had the over, 8.5 runs, in the Mariners and the Rangers. I think this was 7.5 runs. I just typed it as 8. Either way, it hit. Final score here, Seattle 5, Texas 4. Not many hits in this ball game. There were only 11 hits for the 9 runs scored. You had a Jorge Polanco home run. You had a Corey Singer home run. You had a Julio Rodriguez home run. You had a Rowdy Tellez double. You had a J.P. Crawford home run. And then you had an Adolis Garcia home run. So every single run was a home run besides Rowdy Tellez double. Not the best game, not the worst game. Really was not impressed with Jacob deGrom. He went 5 innings, giving up 4 hits and 5 earned runs. Only had 5 strikeouts and he walked 3. So not the best performance from old deGrom there. Finally, with the Phillies minus 1.5, another one that won that came down to the final at bat it could have. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Phillies are up 1-0. Who steps to the plate? Kyle Schwarber. Solo shot, 38th home run of the year. He gets it across the line. Phillies win 2-0. Christopher Sanchez. This could push the needle. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. This dude had an incredible season. 130 innings pitched, 139 strikeouts, only 10 home runs. 10-3, 2.52 ERA. Like this, we're talking some seriously good numbers. Our losers, we had Guardians minus 1.5. We were down 4-0 in the top of the first inning. You can't be doing that if you're laying 1.5. Joey Cantillo, after that, actually pitched really well. He went 5 2/3, giving up 6 hits and 4 earned runs. He just gave up 5 of those hits in the first inning when he did give up the 4. He struck out 9. You just got to settle in a little quicker and not give up 4 runs in the first inning. We tried to fight back. We out-hit them 10-8, but it was no good as we lose by 1. Took the Cardinals plus 155 on the money line. They got absolutely destroyed for 8 innings of baseball. Tried to mount a comeback, but that was fake as hell. They lose 7-3. They somehow only managed to get 1 hit off of Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease has been going horrible, and they only got 1 and struck out 9 times. So that was not good. We had the over, 8 runs in the Tigers and the Phillies game. I really thought the Phillies would be able to smack the ever-living shit out of Charlie Morton. I kind of got to put some respect on Charlie Morton here. He went 6 innings, only giving up 4 hits and 1 earned. I mean, if you're the Tigers, that is all you can ask for. Dude's 41. The only reason you signed him was to eat innings for the rest of the season so you don't absolutely destroy Scooball's arm before you get to the playoffs. And your bullpen needs saving. I mean, he did it. He gives you 6 innings of really solid baseball. So shout out to Charlie Morton, but you still can't do anything because your team didn't score any runs. Finally, we had the Rangers minus 1.5 to plus 125. Another run line we lose as DeGrom did not pitch well enough to get her done. They also only scored 4 runs. I was kind of hoping they'd get out there and score like 7, 8 to really make me feel comfortable. I forget, who did they go against? Oh yeah, it was Logan Evans, who went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 3 earned. Not ideal, but 6-4 in the day. That's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game here. I'm going to take the Brewers on the run line once again. Run line here. Minus 1.5 for plus 125. Also going to rock the over of 8.5 runs. This is more of a fade of the Braves team and the fact they signed Eric Fetty. I mean, they just have to have pitchers. Their entire starting rotation is injured. They picked up Carlos Carrasco and Eric Fetty. Those are 2 pitchers you don't want on your team. They're going against Quinn Priester, 10-2 with a 3.27 ERA. This dude has been absolutely rocking. 107 innings pitched, 89 strikeouts, only 12 home runs given up. His recent game log, he has not given up any more than 2 runs in his last 4 starts, and he's gone a minimum of 5 2/3 in all of them. Brewers, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They are coming directly off of a sweep against the Nationals, and it just wasn't like a casual sweep. They absolutely bodied them. They won 16-9, 8-2, and 14-3. And they're going up against Eric Fetty, who just got DFA'd by the Cardinals. This should be a blowout. I mean, this is the definition of this should be an absolute murder. Braves are on a travel spot as they played that road series at Cincinnati, but then they also played the Speedway Classic. So they had to go from Cincy to the Speedway Classic. It got a rain delay, and now they got to go back home. So both teams are traveling. One team is good, one team is not. Give me the team that is good. It can score a lot of runs, minus 1.5. Give me the over, 8.5 runs. All right, game number 2. We're doing the run line again. I don't like it, but I mean, it's the only way to really get value with good teams. Phillies, minus 1.5, currently sitting at plus 110. Also going to rock the over of 8.5 runs. Orioles, they're not good at baseball. They do have Cade Povich on the mound, which is a name I had not heard in a long time, and I thought to myself, oh, did he get sent down to AAA and now they're bringing him back up? That answer is no. He was injured. He has not pitched in a game since June 15th. It was against the Angels. He went 3 2/3 and gave up 0. But prior to that, he's given up 5-2, 5-2, 3-5. I mean, the dude's got a 5.15 ERA for a reason. He's coming off of a AAA start where he threw 86 pitches, so it appears as though he's going to be able to go length, which is definitely what this Orioles team needs. Their bullpen's been absolutely torn to bits. Phillies, they got Jesus Luzardo on the mound, 9-5 with a 4.31 ERA. Nothing too much to write home about here. I kind of thought he might be traded. He's got 121 innings pitched, 140 strikeouts, but 44 walks. That's way too high of a walk rate for me. Directly, game log, coming off of a 7 innings pitched, 2 hit at the White Sox. But prior to that, gave up 6 to Boston, 4 to LA, 0 to San Fran, 5 to Cincy, 2 to Atlanta, 0 to the Mets. I don't think this Orioles team is going to be able to touch him. In terms of the lineups, the Phillies obviously have the advantage. So you're giving me a home team who doesn't have to travel against a Baltimore team who has to travel with a worse pitcher on the mound making his first start in about 2 months, coming off of an injury. Yep, give me the Phillies on the run line. Give me the over 8.5 runs. All right, next game we got. I'm going to back a team. We've backed the previous 3 games against the Yankees. They're hot right now. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 5 in a row. It's the exact opposite of the Astros. Give me the Marlins, -115. Also give me the over, 8.5 runs. The Astros, they're 12 games over 500, which looks great. But what if I've told you they've lost 8 out of their last 10? They are coming directly off of getting swept on the road at Boston, and they just can't hit the baseball. They lost 2-1, 7-3, 6-1. Who do they have on the mound? Jason Alexander, which sounds like the dude you met in college in the fraternity of Theta Chi or some shit. Who knows? He's not very good, is what I'm trying to say. His most recent starts, he went 4 2/3, giving up 2 runs to the Nationals, gave up 5 runs to the Athletics, 3 runs to the Athletics, 9 runs to the Dodgers. This dude sucks. He's not good. Went to Long Beach State. He's 32, yet he debuted in 2022. So what were you doing from like 2023 to 2022? Maybe it was overseas. Probably overseas. Either way, the Marlins have been rolling. Sandy Alcantara, he's actually been looking really, really good. Not like Cy Young level Sandy, but his last 2 starts, he's pitched a total of 12 innings, and he's given up 0 earned runs. You did not trade him away, which probably means you're keeping him for most of next season if your team's decent again, and you're not too worried or concerned about a pitch count. Previously, you didn't want to blow his arm out before you traded him, but he's still on your roster, and you're sitting at 500 up against another, first place team in the AL West. You're going to have to go get him. You're in the NL East. You got to win a ton of games in the NL if you want a chance of making the wild card. Maybe this is where they rattle off 10 in a row. Give me the currently better hitting team with the better pitcher on the mound, and they're at home where they don't have to travel. Yes, please. Give me the Marlins. Give me the over. All right, this is probably, I'd say, the series of the week. It is the Reds and the Cubs in a battle of the NL Central. Cubs recently just battled the Brewers, also in the NL Central. They've got a rough schedule. Give me the Reds, +120 on the money line. Give me the under, 7.5 runs. Nick Lodolo goes for the Reds, 8-6 with a 3.09 ERA. And then you have first time starting for the Chicago Cubs, Michael Soroka coming over from the Washington Nationals, 3-8 with a 4.87 ERA. Really haven't been impressed with him the entire year, and the Cubs said, you know what? You'd look good in a blue uniform. Come on over. We'll take you. Why? I don't know. 81 innings pitched, 87 strikeouts to 24 walks, and he's given up 11 home runs. That is way too many dingers given up in 81 innings pitched. His game log, not great. He just doesn't go length. The Cubs need guys who can go length. You got to have guys going into the 7th, maybe even the beginning of the 8th inning. Your bullpen is one of the worst in the MLB. You cannot have dudes go 5 to 6 innings and think you're going to get a dub. The Reds, they got Nick Lodolo. He's coming off some decent starts. He went 5 innings against the Dodgers, only gave up 2 runs. That's a win. He pitched a complete game shutout against the Nationals, only giving up 4 hits. He went 7 innings, giving up 2 to the Mets, gave up 0 to Miami, gave up 3 to the Phillies, 1 to San Diego, 1 to the Yankees, 2 to the Minnesota Twins. This dude's been rocking. I like the Reds. I don't like the Cubs. Okay, that's not accurate. I don't like the Cubs laying -140 with the dude making his team debut who has a massive home run problem. No, thank you. Give him the better pitcher, plus money on the road. Also, give me the under, 7.5 runs. Winds blowing in, and I do like Nick Lodolo to give up like 2 or fewer runs. So give me the Reds to win a close game. We'll say 4-2. All right, final game of the night here. Might be going a little early crow, seeing as that I don't know who the Tampa Bay Rays have on the mound. But I'm going to take the Angels, -125 on the money line. Also going to rock the under, 8.5 runs. The Tampa Bay Rays have been egregious recently. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They're 5 under 500 on the road. The Angels aren't great. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They do play decent, though, when they have Yusei Kikuchi on the mound, and I trust him, I'm assuming, more than whoever the Tampa Bay Rays actually decide to throw. The Rays just haven't been able to win baseball games. I'm going to pull up their recent schedule. In their series loss against the Dodgers, they lost 5-0, they won 4-0, they lost 3-0. So in 2 out of the 3 games they didn't score. They lost 3 out of 4 at the Yankees, lost 7-5, lost 5-4, lost 7-4. They got swept by the Reds, 7-2, 6-2, 2-1. They just can't hit the ball. Their season's about over. They're 3 games under 500. Again, don't know who's pitching. And they got to travel. Their most recent series was at home against the Dodgers. Now you got to go all the way to Anaheim to play the Angels. No thank you. Give me the Angels minus 125. Give me the under 8.5 runs. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.